take a look at what they're doing now. It's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
You know when lettuce has lungs?
You know.
Yeah, you know that?
Lettuce has lungs.
And they have a certain amount of like mucus or whatever, so you can get a very good PCR test.
I tell you what, pause it right there.
Yeah.
Because this kind of looks like what happened to me the other day. Mm-hmm. I'm sitting here. I got a salad in front of me.
Yeah.
Fucking coughed on me.
Had to spread in that.
Had to throw it out. But then I realized I was stupid. I should have gave it a PCR test. Because that's what's happening here.
Exactly.
And why is this happening?
Because they have to have excuses. They can't just follow the science. They can't just look it straight in the face and say, look, this is actually how the disease spreads. And this is why people are catching the disease. They always have to have an out. So they're like, well, you know, maybe science is wrong.
Winston.
What?
Why does the Chinese government constantly say we have to only follow science and that all these other countries are wrong because China only follows science? Is that true?
Well, that's because their idea of science is not science.
Oh,
it's very simple. And you know what's actually kind of true, though, is having taught doctors in China for so long, is that even in the Western medicine hospitals and so on, they still implement a lot of traditional Chinese medicine.
Yeah, it's like half and half.
Yeah, it's half and half. It doesn't matter. A lot of, and I hate to say it, but a lot of it is just hocus pocus, superstitious garbage. Like grind up a scorpion, you know, and then put it with this root together. No, I'm not even kidding. If you go into like the big proper Western style hospitals, they have a TCM kiosk.
I know.
They've got all those drawers, right? And they literally take
the mythical drawers.
Yeah, the little bits of,
drawers.
bits of animals and crush them up.
Tincture of this.
You know, you go to the doctor, you get your you know, diagnosis where they like hold your pulse or whatever and, you know, ask you a few questions. And I've seen this has happened to me and, you know, my wife's a doctor. I've seen it a lot. They do that and then the customer basically can choose if they want Western medicine or
it's happened to me in Chinese hospitals in China. And they'll feel my pulse and be like, dude, your qi is wet as fuck. And I'm like, what is wet qi?
Well, I mean, look, you can believe in this all you want. I'm not going to trample on people's beliefs. But at the end of the day, scientifically, they tested a lot of the TCM ingredients and it can give you cancer. And it can really cause a lot of trouble.
Because you have to look at the origins of the ingredients too. Now, before you think that we have no idea what we're talking about, now I've talked to experts in the field. Yeah. And even people that follow Chinese medicine and teach Chinese medicine. Yeah. I've done interviews with these people. They will admit that it's so disjointed in China that there is no cohesive resource for that stuff. So they learn the proper stuff, but that's not necessarily what's practiced around the country. And that's the issue, right? Of
course, because it's very easy for somebody to be like, oh, I'm a TCM master or something and, you know, use this random route, but no one's heard of it. You hear about all sorts of horror stories, but that's not the point. What I'm trying to make here is that the general population in China, they see the TCM superstitious stuff as legitimate, like legitimate science. Okay, and that's part of Mao's barefoot doctor thing and all the nonsense that he did in the past. But that's the point that I'm trying to make here is that the Chinese government can show these PCR tests, these workers testing vegetables, and the general populace will actually buy it and say that is scientific, that is correct. You know, that's what you do. Because what if I don't know, someone coughed near that vegetable, right? So you got to go in deep in the leaves, you know, and to see and test.
Because that's where their lungs are.
Yeah, because the lungs of the vegetables are there. But seriously, though, science has proved that you're not going to find COVID inside a lettuce leaf.
And it just pisses me off so much because of how many times the Chinese government has pushed that you need to be scientific in your approach with COVID and only China is scientific when this happens over and over and over again. Yeah. Testing every animal under the sun, vegetables,
chickens, crayfish, fish,
meat.
You know, like dead meat.
You take a meat and you go,
yeah, I know what's going on. You know, it's
you have to meet again, boy. I'm just trying to get out of work. I'm trying to get COVID here.
It's so ridiculous that they're testing lettuce leaves.
Right.
You know, these kind of COVID tests, they're not designed to test a lettuce.
Did you know? So we figured out that lettuce has lungs, right?
Okay, yeah.
Don't give us a terms of service violation.
Yeah, I know, seriously.
So lettuce have lungs and they cough COVID everywhere. It happened to me the other day. But also, there's a big issue. There's viruses coming through what?
Computers have got viruses, right? Yeah. Computers have got viruses. What do you do when your computer has a virus? You spray bleach and disinfectant into the actual computer.
Because think about it, if you cut it off at the source, these viruses, these Bingdu are sitting in here, right?
I gotta tell you, as an IT guy, let me just go back to that. As an IT guy, that cringes me the hell out. Because back in the day, I was a network administrator, okay?
Sure.
I have actually set up a couple of these kind of racks myself in the past.
Right.
Okay? You put your rack-mounted servers in there, you got your patch panels, you've got all your sort of like, you run your network cables and all that, right?
Yes.
And I can see that whoever set this up did a pretty good job. I mean, I'm looking at their cable work down the side there. It's great. And you get some moron coming and spraying what equates to water into the back of your rack-mounted servers.
Well, now, don't discredit this. This is some disinfectant. It should get rid of the DNL Bingdu.
Yeah, but here's the thing, okay? There's cooling fans there, all right? Hopefully they're blowing outwards and not sucking in there, because it depends. It depends on the rack system. There are tons of little coolant vents on the back of these, which you can see clearly, and never mind the ports that are exposed.
That's what the viruses hang out.
Yeah, and this guy is spraying liquid into rack mount servers because he's disinfecting it for COVID.
Right.
Are you kidding me?
No.
How in the F is COVID going to hang out in your freaking network servers?
That's where computer viruses come from.
No, but
You've never gotten an e-worm?
No, yeah, I know, but like all joking aside, what is the logic behind this?
The logic is that they heard "diannao bingdu," which means computer virus. I don't. The same word as bingdu.
No, I mean, like, never mind that. Like, quite seriously though.
No, that's not a joke. That's what they heard.
Really?
Of course. No. Why else would they do this?
I feel like they're doing this because they're worried about people that come to work on the servers are getting the viruses from there.
That could be the case. But I think you're forgetting something very important. In the beginning of the pandemic, when people thought they were catching it through the phone in China.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
There's IEs in this generation of people that really do think that you could get it over.
But like this work guy with his big backpack full of like disinfectant, he's going down in there and he's spraying.
He obviously just doesn't know what damage he's doing.
He's like, this is all good. This is great. Computers love they love water. I mean, they just love it, like liquids. Yeah,
liquid cool. Right?
Yeah. There we are. Like. I mean, this just blows my mind that they actually allowed this to happen. And on top of that, like...
You're giving them too much benefit of the doubt. I really think they think it's viruses.
Well, whatever the case, it's bullshit, okay?